Sephora is one of the world's most popular and most profitable beauty chains across the world. However, they aren't free from their controversies, problematic behavior, and even lawsuits. And today I want to discuss some more well-known Sephora lawsuits and some controversies you may not have heard before. Since the announcement of the Clean at Sephora lawsuit being thrown out of court, I've been meaning to do a video kind of compiling the huge amount of lawsuits that Sephora has faced and controversies that Sephora has faced as well. But to be honest with you, the vast majority of those are more about staff being treated poorly, and even though that's obviously very important, it's not really entertainment. So today I want to share some of those more scandalous lawsuits and controversies. I won't be discussing when they gave everyone herpes. You can watch that here actually, or the Clean at Sephora lawsuit, which you can watch here, but I still have some juicy stuff for you. Let's get into one of the more well-known scandals to hit Sephora. In August of 2017, it was discovered that the staff at skincare company Sunday Riley had been writing fake reviews on the Sephora website of Sunday Riley products in order to boost their sales of existing products and new launches. It was revealed in a leaked email subjected homework time Sephora.com reviews sent to Sunday Riley staff from a higher up manager. In this email, it instructed Sunday Riley staff members to create 3 different email accounts in order to leave fake reviews from a VPN in order to make those reviews look genuine and to prevent them being taken down or seen as spam by Sephora. They were encouraged to read already posted reviews from genuine real customers and verified purchases, see what they were saying they didn't like about the product, and then leave a review saying that that's what they loved about the product to kind of balance things out. They were also instructed to dislike the negative reviews, and what that means on Sephora is that when a comment receives a particular amount of dislikes, that comment will get removed. So they were hoping that if enough staff members dislike the negative reviews, they can get rid of the negative reviews. And Sunday Riley herself was involved in this rotten little scheme, with an email even suggesting that if you didn't know what to write in these fake reviews, go and see Sunday, she'll tell you what to do. The email then gives instructions on how to leave these reviews with a username and password for like a company shared VPN. So this email was leaked onto Reddit by a Sunday Riley employee, and the post was titled "Credibility is Key." This obviously went viral with like gossip accounts like Estee Laundry, helping to make it even more viral, and then people like the Daily Mail, The Sun, CNN, news outlets across the world started reporting on this story. When asked about the authenticity of this email, Sunday Riley herself said, "As many of you may know, we are making an effort to bring more transparency to our clients. The simple and official answer to this Reddit post is that yes, this email sent by a former employee to several members of our company. At one point, we did encourage people to post positive reviews at the launch of this product, consistent with their experiences." That's not how the email reads though, is it? There are a lot of reasons for doing that, including the fact that companies will often post negative reviews of products to swing opinion. It doesn't really matter what the reasoning was. We have hundreds of thousands of reviews across platforms around the globe, and it would be physically impossible for us to have posted even a fraction of those reviews. Client word of mouth, sharing how our products had changed their skin, has been the cornerstone of our success. In the end, our products and the results stand for themselves, which is stupid because it's true. Sunday Riley was iconic before this scandal even happened. People love their products. Their products are really fucking good. A little bit pricey for me, but really, really good. The FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, caught wind of this and filed a complaint against both the company and the person Sunday Riley. The FTC said in this complaint basically that both the company and Sunday Riley herself have violated the provisions of the Federal Trade Commission Act, and it appeared to the commission that this proceeding is in the public interest, alleges unfair or deceptive acts or practices in or affecting commerce in violation of Section 5A of the Federal Trade Commission Act. At the time, Vox.com reached out to Sephora for comment, as obviously the vast majority of these fake reviews were on Sephora's website, and they said, "At Sephora, we believe in the power of beauty, of the beauty community, and that knowledge should be shared to benefit all." I'm not doing very well today. Sephora has very strict brand rules regarding our ratings and reviews. Additionally, we have teams dedicated to protecting the integrity of our ratings and reviews, ensuring through detailed moderation that it's a constant and trusted, unbiased, authentic source for all. We have been in touch with Sunday Riley on this matter, and they have committed to adhering to our review policy. So what were the consequences of this big scam, this scandal? What happened to Sunday Riley the brand and Sunday Riley the person? Well, they were banned from writing fake reviews ever again. So that's it really. Like, they shouldn't have been doing it in the first first place, but they're now banned from doing it. They just got found out. Nothing really happened. They got found out, bit of public humiliation. That's it. However, when looking into this, it does seem like fake reviews are a real issue in the industry, especially in the US. Other brand founders have mentioned how websites like Sephora really put pressure on brands to have their customers post positive reviews. And they kind of said in a way that if you get positive reviews on our website, the brand will push your product more. Sephora will push your products more. And as Sunday Riley herself said in her statement, there's been word, kind of rumors that other brands do go onto other competitors' websites, places like Sephora, Cult Beauty, and leave negative reviews on competitors' products. The World Economic Forum actually found that the world's leading e-commerce sites on average, they found that 4% of all online reviews are fake. When translated into its economic impact, the direct influence of fake online reviews on global online spending is 152 billion. For instance, in an enforcement case against legacy learning systems, kind of like the Rosetta Stone of everything you ever want to learn, it was found that 250,000 outlay on fake reviews generated more than 5 million in sales. At one point, Sephora did try to counterbalance this in a way by allowing brands to send influencers, reviewers their products early pre-release, and then Sephora would allow those early reviews on the website. So brand new products would launch with positive reviews basically. But I don't think this went down very well. People saw these as paid advertisements, as paid reviews because the payment was a free product. I'm not sure if that's still a thing. I feel like they stopped that initiative for now. So we'll see. I don't know. I think that's why it's nice to see people actually talking about these products and why people were so interested in influencers in the first place. Maybe not so much anymore. On the 1st of May 2019, singer SZA was shopping in her local Sephora store. SZA, who actually used to work in Sephora, I believe she was in like the skincare area, she tweeted after her visit to this store, laughing my ass off, Sandy, Sephora location 614 Calabasas, called security to make sure I wasn't stealing. We had a long talk. You have a blessed day, Sandy. Can a bitch cop her Fenty in peace or what? That's really weird coming from my mouth. SZA had been racially profiled in Sephora, and this got attention of everyone. Now, if you are anything but white, you were probably honestly used to being racially profiled in stores. If I wear a hoodie in a shop, that's it, I'm being followed. I obviously have my hood down, but if you look anything other than English in the UK, you're most likely to be followed. And this quickly caught the attention of Sephora themselves. Well, not quickly, it took about 3 hours for Sephora to reply, tweeting back saying, "Hi SZA, we're sorry to hear about your experience at our Calabasas store and appreciate you bringing this to our attention. We want to let you know we take complaints like this very seriously and are actively working with our teams to address the situation immediately." Knowing that SZA used to work in Sephora, like I said, they continue to say, "You are part of the Sephora family and we are committed to ensuring every member of our community feels welcome and included in our stores." These tweets actually encouraged other people to share their experience of being constantly racially profiled when visiting Sephora, with one person tweeting, "I don't buy anything from Sephora because of this. They are racist and really all I do when I used to shop there was walk up to Rihanna's products only and then motherfuckers would have the ugliest mad ass looks on their faces." Another tweet read, "The Sephora employee insinuated I stole my rewards, clearly stated I made a purchase and they couldn't replace what I bought with what their worker gave me. They seriously need better training." Rihanna herself even noticed SZA's tweet and sent her a gift card, or maybe it's one of those exclusive cards, you know, that brands sell out, like you get free product or like 50% of everything, I don't know, and left her a nice note along with that. Now, despite Sephora denying this, not this, but what I'm about to say, in my opinion, as a direct result of the racial profiling, Sephora launched their We Belong to Something Beautiful campaign in an Instagram post. They say, "On the morning of 6/5, Americans do it the other way, don't they? So January, February, March, April, May, June. June the 5th, every Sephora store, distribution center, and corporate office in the US will close to host inclusion workshops for our employees. These values have always been at the heart of Sephora, and we're excited to welcome everyone when we reopen. Join us in our commitment to a more inclusive beauty community. We belong to something beautiful." This post, I guess, really didn't garner the encouragement and attention and love that they had hoped for. Again, even after this, weeks after they had posted, even up until now, people are just sharing their experiences of being racially profiled, racist remarks that they've heard whilst in store, being treated poorly, despite these people being returning customers who always shop at these stores. I mean, there's no excuse really, is there? Like, especially when you are a famous singer with a lot of money. Like, you're obviously not looking shifty, you're obviously not doing anything dodgy looking. What else is it other than racism, than racial profiling? Like, there's just no excuse. It's embarrassing. Kat Von D is a celebrity who became famous after appearing in a reality show called Miami Ink. She then got her own reality show called LA Ink. She's a very famous tattooist, right? In 2008, she launched her own makeup line along with Sephora and Kendo, which at first was supposed to be just like a limited collection, but 11 years later, they were still in production. At the time, Kat Von D was seen as this like rock and roll, gothy kind of lady who always wore like a very signature red lip. And Sephora and Kat Von D wanted to cash in on this, and they did, with her lipstick Lolita Studded Kisses being a bestseller and constantly sold out at the time. However, whilst the term Lolita itself is often met with disapproval, Kat Von D had even worse names up her sleeve for future lipstick releases. In 2013, Sephora received complaints over one of the new lipstick names called Celeb. It was a nudie pink, I don't know, whatever this is, Flesh. This is obviously fucking stupid and an offensive name, with advocacy groups such as Down Syndrome Uprising, Inclusion BC, and All About Development Disabilities, and many, many more Sephora customers calling for Sephora to discontinue the product. Sephora actually stayed quiet for a disappointing amount of days after this uproar, refusing to talk on the situation. However, Kat Von D didn't refuse to talk on the situation, with rumors circulating that she posted a statement on Facebook and then quickly deleted it, basically saying, at the end of the day, it's just a fucking lipstick. Telling of how the future goes for her. Sephora did end up pulling the lipstick, thankfully. In a statement, they said it's come to our attention that the name of one shade of lipstick we carry has caused offense to some of our clients and others. It is offensive, not has caused it, it is offensive. We are deeply sorry for that, and we have ceased sale of that shade, both in our stores and online. But there's more. In 2015, the brand would come under fire again for yet another problematic lipstick shade name, this time called Underage Red, with people complaining that this was clearly sexualizing children. However, Kat Von D was very quick to squash this in her own Facebook statement, not apologizing or pulling the shade whatsoever, but more feeling like she needs to explain where this shade name came from. Fair enough, hear her out. She says, I clearly remember wearing a variation of the shade when I was 16 years old. I also remember the feeling of wanting so badly to go and see a specific concert at this age and not being able to get into the venue because I was underage. Back then, I was already deeply in love with punk rock music, and although in the eyes of many, including my parents, it may have been inappropriate for me to be wearing lipstick, but I did. Underage Red is not a girly pink shade, she added. It's not sophisticated deep red either. It's an unapologetic bold red. To me, Underage Red is feminine rebellion. It has never been a goal of mine to inspire sexualization of any sort, let alone promote a destructive lifestyle. Anyone who knows or follows me is very aware of my personal lifestyle choices, which include celibacy, sobriety, conscious living, and above feminism, human rights. Although I would never force my views and opinions onto others, I most definitely find it offensive being accused of the opposite. And the shade actually remains sold out, people still loved it, and she assured fans that it'll be back in stock as soon as possible. And the thing is, this shade brand launched 7 years prior to it being called out, and it seems like that controversy surrounding her other lipstick name made others kind of like take a look at this brand and what else is in her library. Oddly enough, or not oddly enough, I don't know, people were on Kat Von D's side here, with most people saying that this was a huge overreaction to a lipstick name, with many saying, why are people sexualizing something so trivial? Given her history, my mind instantly goes straight to what she was talking about, sneaking to clubs. In my opinion, underage drinking, probably because that's what I did with my friends and what we were doing at that age. Saying that, I think to glorify doing anything underage, under the legal limit of whatever it is, isn't the best thing to do. It's kind of weird, and brands have a responsibility to not do that, to not promote it. I mean, some makeup brands do choose the weirdest names. NARS's Deep Throat, Orgasm, Better Than Sex Mascara, whatever it's so called. Not that it's right, but it's not necessarily out of the ordinary, right? And you get kids using these products. And historically, red lipstick has always been a sign of women's rebellion and liberation. But knowing the controversy that Kat Von D would later get into further down the line, teamed with the fact that it's inappropriate for a brand to glorify anything with underage activities, in my opinion, this doesn't sit right with me personally. I also don't care too much. I'm also like, there are some shit names out there. But listen, when I was 14, I was drinking in a park with my friends. Not that that's right, but then I wouldn't promote that. You know what I mean? I don't know. As I mentioned right at the beginning of this video, Sephora are one of the most successful, most profitable beauty retailers ever in the world, across the world. And as they branch out from France and the US into the UK, the rest of Europe, pulling out of Korea, but they're only going to make more and more money. They announced in early 2024 that in 2023, they had reached a significant goalpost that many brands celebrate. That's reaching 10 billion in sales. And they could not wait to share this success with the customers and the hardworking staff throughout their shops. You know, the hardworking retail staff who helped them reach this amazing milestone. If you've worked retail before, you know that the hours can be grueling, really tiring, along with facing the general public. Dealing with the general public can be exhausting. But the staff were told that to celebrate this amazing milestone, they were gonna get a present, and they were told to actually not post about this present online and to kind of keep it secret. So a lot of people got quite excited about this. They were like, oh my God, I wonder what it's gonna be. Are we gonna get a big check? Are we gonna get a significant pay rise or even just a bonus for the new year? This was the gift. Each store received a box of 20 cookies. It's not funny, so with a note, and each cookie labeled, "We did it, 10 billion." This reminds me of a time when I worked on the shop floor in Topman in Oxford Circus, right before I went into their shopping suite. We worked so hard towards this bonus that every morning the managers were like, come on, let's do it. Let's meet this bonus. Let's make this target at Christmas and hopefully we could all get a bonus, right? No, we were told we were going to get a bonus if we hit this particular target, and we did it. We did it, guys. We worked so hard to meet this goal. A lot of people did overtime thinking it would be worth it for our bonus. And what did we get? A 50 pence bonus each. A one-off payment of 50 pence added onto our pay slip for the end of the month for January. It was just, it's so demeaning. It's so like exhausting as well. You then have to go out and carry on working for this company. So obviously everyone was pissed off with this. This made national news. People were like, this is communism for, no, I don't know the word. This is retail for you. Like the powers that be just want to make more and more money and they don't care what the little people do underneath. They're money hungry at your expense. TheStreet.com reached out to Sephora for a statement and they replied with the following. As the leading prestige beauty retailer, it's success like this that allows us to continue to offer highly competitive benefits and pay, performance bonuses, education, brand perks, training, product gratis, and substantial product discounts for our employees. That was kind of it. So they were like, well, we give you enough, basically. Here's some cookies. TheStreet.com also had a look on Glassdoor.com, which is like an anonymous reviewing platform for companies that you worked for kind of thing. And according to a recent estimate at the time from Glassdoor, the pay range of sales associates in Sephora in the United States, North America, is between $14 to $19 an hour, with an average median hourly range of $16. According to the US Department of Labor, the federal minimum wage was $7.25 per hour. I don't know, you do the maths. Sounds normal for retail. Not that that's right. I don't think working in retail is ever going to be a lovely experience unless you have an amazing manager, an amazing boss which I did at one point. I feel like you're always going to be stressed. You're always going to be underpaid, underappreciated by the people who you are making money for. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Unless you really want to climb the ranks in retail, it's not like thankful work, you know? No one's ever like, oh, well done, you did a really good job today. For me, there was no point putting my heart and soul into it because like people took the piss. Like I try and do the best in whatever job I'm doing, but I ended up just doing manager's work and not getting the manager pay, you know, that kind of thing. I just think it's sad because retail staff in particular make these companies so much money, and it's so amazing what just a little bit of thanks can do, like a bonus or like just a little bit of extra money added, like a pay rise. It's amazing what it can do for the morale of a team, you know, like giving your team the money that they need to live on kind of thing. I can't do the maths, but I saw a comment on Twitter, I refuse to call X, where this guy did the figures and he said that Sephora could have easily given every one of their 16,000 employees in North America a $1,500 bonus and still had made amazing profits for the year. I don't know how accurate that is. I can't do the maths. I don't know what I take home from this section. It's just shit. Like, thanks so much for making us billionaires. Here's a cookie. Anyway, this is why I shop on Space NK. Let me know what you think about these stories in the comments down below. There are many more Sephora stories. If this video does well, I'll make some more. You can watch the whole When Beauty Turns Ugly playlist here, some general light entertainment here. I'll see you next time.